was about to say stream, which also would be correct. But oof, what are words anymore? So we're going to be setting the scene just a tiny little bit before we click that unpause button. So we are in a early level in the campaign mode. And in this particular level, the DFW, the Department of Fish and Wildlife, has been tasked with capturing and protecting dinosaurs after they have been hunted by some big game poachers, which, you know, as I mentioned previously, you'll be protecting dinosaurs both from each other and from us, because some people want to hunt them, it seems. And so what we've done is we have placed these two Carnotaurus into a pen. We've constructed a pretty sort of standard facility, and we are pretty much ready to go, I'd say. And I should also mention that this is, we are playing on an in-development build, so keep that in mind if some things happen, but we should hopefully have a very smooth experience. So Dan, you can just go right ahead and start following these mission parameters. So right now our main mission is to ensure that these Carnotaurus have a decent amount of comfort around. I think maybe this pen needs to be maybe a bit bigger. They might need a status check as well. I think I've cleared out, I've made a ranger post ready for your ranger team, Dan.
So I feel like, yeah, straight away we need to make this space a bit bigger.
Yeah.
The poachers, you know,
they didn't necessarily do a great job,
their
did they?
decisions on enclosure size. Yeah.
So go ahead.
I'm going to unpause in a second, and then we need to try and get some information from the dinosaurs. So we want to find out what they like, what they need, and to give them the proper sized enclosure. So my current objective is to improve their comfort.
Yep.
But I don't know what their comfort is.
No.
So we need to send.
I think you need to send your rangers off.
Ranger teams out. I'm going to do this manually first.
Oh, that's
set up.
Yeah, and since you're doing this manually, you're right off. The game is on pause. The dinosaurs have started moving around again, or will be. There we go. And so you'll be, as before in the previous game, you'll be taking on missions and tasks, but you're not working with the Hammond Foundation anymore. There aren't any contracts or anything like that. But you know, you'll be tasked with completing tasks in order to progress the levels, progress the story. And
slowly back out.
All right, slowly back out.
Yeah,
oh, I was going to say it's a good thing both of them were thirsty, but I guess only one of them was thirsty. Yeah. Oof, that was a close one.
So we've got the status check information now. Funnily enough, open space not great.
Open space not great.
Not great.
I think maybe
pretty much everything else not great.
Right. All right. Well, let's get cracking then, I think.
So I'm going to pause the game because I feel like they are not going to be happy. So if I keep it running.
So if you've already seen the gameplay that we revealed or that we showed in our previous monthly highlight stream, you'll know that building is similar to how it was before. You're placing down fences, paths, various facilities and buildings, etc., etc. There's also a nice bulk demolish feature that Dan is now demonstrating. Yeah. Maybe you shouldn't take out the generator.
You're right. Maybe. Okay. Before we do this, we're going to go into the generator and we're going to move it.
All right.
This is a new feature for this game, and you know, makes building placement a lot easier to correct.
There we go.
Mistakes, and the build process is paused now, so I can.
I'm not sure how I should feel about you calling my generator placement a mistake.
Well,
but I'm just going to let it slide.
Yeah, I'm going to use the bulk demolisher. I'm going to filter it so that it doesn't clear the trees because I don't mind those. So I'm going to just get rid of the fences.
James, if this were you, if you were jumping into this level,
yes.
Do you think Dan is on the right path here? Is this what you would be doing as well?
Yeah, it's great. As soon as he got into the Ranger vehicle, performing those status checks, you could see immediately the user interface said missing open space.
Right.
You get a clue as to what's going on, why they might not be happy with their current enclosure, and then of course he's making sure he's trying to address that, he's wisely moved the power generator. We always need power. We always need power, especially if you've got two Carnotaurs. Just
Probably a good idea, and I can see also that they have a fairly high security rating. So I think at some point we may need to look into upgrading these fences if we can. But I'm assuming that as long as they're comfortable, there shouldn't be too many breakouts.
Yeah. So the fence security effectively is if the fence is the right security level, then it will be ready when there's a problem. If there isn't a problem, then you can maybe try and get away with it.
But for now, at least, it looks like it looks like they're doing okay.
I don't think they're very happy in this little box.
Right, well.
So I'm just going to wait for this new fence to come in. Let's take builds over time.
I think you can speed up time a little bit to see if maybe that will help it out. There we go.
It's building along the other side.
3 times speed. Love it.
Okay.
Aaron Moses from YouTube says the hype is lowering. No, his hype is highing as time is getting closer to the release. That's amazing.
I'm glad it's that right. So yeah, the fences are finished. I'm going to open out this.
All right, there we go. There we go.
No.
Much more open space.
That's better.
Let's see how they're doing.
Okay.
Oh,
well,
no.
Yeah. Oh no. They broke out.
I'm going to blame you for this.
Let's try.
All right, let's get the capture team. So
Time for the capture team. Here we go.
Probably a good idea. Of course, you can take direct control with your capture team, or you can just have them, or you can assign them. You can also have a lock-on, which Dan is demonstrating right now. And amazing. We're getting the Carnotaurs back in because, they're not too happy about being put inside a fenced enclosure. I mean, who would be?
Who would be?
These are wild animals, of course, but bit by bit we will get them back in.
Okay.
All right.
So I've used lock-on to track them down and tranquilize them again.
Well, let's. So what was it they needed? They needed open space, and they needed.
I think there was a sand on there.
Right. So we should.
Some prey as well. So I'm going to take the reindeer and repair the fence first.
Yeah, there's no point moving them if the fence is still broken.
No, of course. I mean, there's a hole in the fence. They can just go through it. Why would you place them back in? But of course, it's a good thing that this sedative is keeping them asleep for just the just right amount of time that you need in order to keep them going.
Yeah, perhaps you're right there. Maybe I should do some enclosure. We'll add some water.
All right.
We'll
add some water, a bit of sand maybe. I think that's what they needed.
Yeah,
there we go. We've got our environment brushes up. And hopefully this should
we've got transport on a specific button now rather than a specific team, so it's always available.
That's also really good. Let's get them back
it's always
into this
something
pen.
I want quickly.
Where's the last one? There it is. It's a good thing that the helicopter is able to sort of pick them out from these trees. I like that. I really like that. As I mentioned previously, we are playing on an in-development build, so in case you spot anything, there's still time for us to take care of everything, but hopefully this should be a very, very smooth experience. Now that we've got these fences up, we've got some sand on the ground here as well. These Carnotaurus should hopefully be more comfortable, and we'll see how this goes. I really love the look of this level. What do you think, James?
Yeah, absolutely gorgeous. I think when you look at the contrast between the snowy mountains, the foliage surrounding, it's a beautiful, beautiful setting in Washington.
Yes, absolutely. I think it looks like you need a bit more sand.
Yeah, so what we can do is go into the comfort and go straight to the edit environment from here. And this enters you into a mode where you can see the territory that they're occupying.
Right.
So you see the bits that they are looking at. And also we kind of highlight which bits are important.
Oh, that's interesting. That's great.
So you can view the current state
Right.
of their enclosure needs and the tools you have available to you. So you're right. A bit more sand. And you'll see it go up as I put it down, so I can see exactly what I need.
I think you're paused right now, so they're not really... There we go.
And then
a bit
prey
of prey
feeder. So
yeah, good idea. Keep them fed. That's how,
Yes.
you know, I'm like that. Keep me fed and I'm happy, you know?
Yeah. So now we're comfortable. We're perfect, actually. So
All right.
Yeah, some of these animations are just stunning. We have an incredibly talented team here at Frontier.
Absolutely.
And I'm hoping the live bait feeder will have something in store because
It should.
Yes.
All right, perfect. That's amazing. So let's build one of these viewing galleries as well to make sure that they can be observed.
Yes.
yeah. So we've ticked down on the 80% comfort now, so that's complete.
That's 80% complete. That's great. So let's get a viewing gallery going. I think that's a good placement. We've got good coverage.
Yeah.
Let's see if there's anything happening in the chat, shall we?
Because even though we're not building a tourist-facing theme park,
Yeah.
we still need these viewing buildings, these viewing galleries, just to ensure that the DFW operatives that are working on the facility have a means to just study and monitor these dinosaurs that are being kept there.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Sir Bongo in chat asks, how can you make an already perfect game even better? And here it is. Let's see what else. This is much prettier than the first game, has a lot more personality. That's amazing. I'd like to hear it. And of course, we're... right. So right now we are searching for signs of a dangerous escaped dinosaur that has been roaming around in the area. So we've captured the carnivores are happy now, hopefully.
They should be, yeah. So we're following the trail of the other dinosaurs that escaped, effectively.
Right.
So we've picked up the trail of an unknown species, and we're going to go follow the trail and see where it takes us.
I love this. I love being, because there's a lot of, if you can pause for a bit there, Dan. Just hit the pause for me real quick, if you can.
Yeah, effectively. Yeah.
Right,
I'll just
this would
wait.
be the pause. Because there's a lot of these moments that I really like in the campaign where they put you right into a vehicle, whether it's a ranger vehicle or if it's a helicopter or anything like that, to just sort of put you into the action, as it were. I think that's really, really fun. What's the, I mean, you talked a bit about it earlier, Dan. What was the sort of impetus behind these moments?
Yeah, so this is all about, I don't want to use the word force, but to put you into the lower perspective, to put you into the vehicle perspective. And we've done some work, like, for example, adding the lock-on mode, because, you know, some people found the manual dart shooting more frustrating than others, so we've made it so that you can do it either way, which means that we can rely on the vehicles more and be like, well, everyone can enjoy this section of the game, and it allows us to give this perspective and do gameplay sequences like this one that we wouldn't have otherwise been able to do if you could let the AI do it or that sort of thing. So we'll keep following this trail. We've got a large carnivore.
And then, of course, there are bits of story that happen as you are following these trails here. I'm seeing a lot of love in chat for our carnivores, and I've also I've been looking at the subreddit for the past week. There's a lot of love for carnivores sitting down and, you know, sort of scratching themselves behind their ears. A lot of really good animations and behaviors.
And of course, we've got a few dinosaurs around here, but these aren't the one. This isn't the one we're looking for.
This isn't the one that we're looking for. No.
Oh.
These are not the dangerous ones that we're looking for, but there are some wild dinosaurs roaming around.
That's right.
Some of them that you'll be tasked with capturing and containing, because we don't want them running around being a danger to themselves, a danger to others, or us being a danger to them.
And as we scanned that last one, gave us a hint that I think we know what type of large carnivore we're about to find.
This is just an amazing view, right here. Oh, look at these Triceratops. Oh, I love it.
So this is what it's all about for me. It's seeing them in scale, seeing them in perspective.
I agree.
Getting to see the
Brachiosaurs.
There they are. This is great. Oh, look at those Brachiosauruses. Oh, I'm really excited. All right. I also see a lot of questions in chat about hybrids. We have currently shared that the Indominus Rex will be back in the game. If you check out our recently released dev diary, you can see it right there, and we advise you to go check it out because it looks really, really cool. And I am excited to have the Indominus Rex back as well. Speaking of dangerous escape dinosaurs, this is that what we're talking about. All right. I think you're handling that Ranger vehicle really, really well, Dan. Have you played this before a lot?
I've played it once or twice. We've made some improvements actually to the way the vehicle's handled, so it's part of the focus on the vehicles is we've changed the driving model pretty much entirely actually, so you can do things like J-turns and slides and drive around the low. It's just a bit more fun, a bit more.
Right.
Oh,
dynamic.
you found another one there, Dan?
Got a helicopter tracking me down. We're gonna scan this point here.
Scan this one. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Move, move, move. I think it's a good idea to get out. That was an, I believe that's an Allosaurus, if I know my dinosaurs correctly.
You do.
Phew. And there, of course, we saw briefly Dr. Kajal Dua chiming in. There she is.
Yep.
So we've moved now from the Ranger vehicle up into the capture team. Let's see if Dan's aim is true. Managing to hit hit it right there. Hit it again. Let's administer this sedative and try to tranquilize this rampaging Allosaurus.
Try and do it without lock on.
Trying to do it without lock on.
Confident.
Go on, Dan. Oh, unlucky.
What about you, James? Are you a free aim kind of person or lock on?
I normally like the challenge of a free aim. Yep, I just like to plan the trajectory and hope that that's a good shot, Dan.
It looked good, didn't it?
It looked good. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm a bit stubborn and I'll just keep going with the free aim. Oh, shot. Make sure. Yeah, it's lovely in narrative moments like this. We have the film characters like Claire Deering, Owen Grady interacting with Kajal Dua, Cabot Finch, and that's lovely to explore those relationships. And certainly with characters like Cabot Finch, you can see he's always keen to take the credit when things are going well, but as soon as something's going wrong, the anxiety comes through, and he's worrying about his own back. So I think it's always a really fun process, just exploring those character traits.
And he'll always have something that he's going to chime in with.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, well done me for instructing you in how to do it. Well done me in giving you the opportunity to do all these things. That's great. That's why I love Cabot Finch. Like he is right for the man. Oh, here comes the snow. That looks amazing.
Yeah, we were just kind of waiting for the transport to bring the Allosaurus up.
Waiting for the Allosaurus to come back. While we're waiting for that, let's take a look at some of these buildings and maybe quickly explain what they do. The viewing gallery, of course, helps with dinosaur visibility. As James mentioned, it's for the DFW employees and researchers, etc., etc., to come in, observe the dinosaurs, make sure that everything is going well. And it looks like we've got some decent.
You can see
decent angles on these Carnotauruses. We've got our response facility, which there we go, where both the Ranger team and the capture team sits. So that is where you will find both your capture teams and your Ranger teams if you need to send them out on missions in order to do whatever they need to. Here we got our Allosaurus coming back. That looks great. Well, coming back, I say. I mean, coming too.
I'm going to drive our team back.
Ah, that's great. Love it. Now, I love the look of this snow, and I love that it stays on the ground after it finishes snowing. It stays up in the trees. It makes me feel like home. As a Norwegian, it just makes me feel like home. I really like this. Okay. So
we need the range team back because we're going to get the status check as soon as it arrives back.
Yes, that's a good idea. And I'm wondering, because I noticed you sort of put the Allosaurus back into open territory. Is that a good idea?
It is if I was to just let it carry on. I think what we're going to do is
should probably
pause the game.
Some fencing around it. Yeah. There it is, hanging in the air.
It's coming in, so We're gonna clear this water first.
In case you're wondering, we are playing a early level in the Jurassic World Evolution 2 campaign mode, and we have been, if you've just been joining us, we've just been tracking down and tranquilizing a dangerous runaway Allosaurus. We're now bringing it back to our facility in order to contain it within our fencing here, and hopefully able to keep it under relative safely, both from itself and from its and from other dinosaurs and its surrounding areas. And Dan is setting up a bit of a holding pen for it as we can start to do status checks on it and everything else. We're playing this on a in development build, so if you notice anything that seems off, then that is the reason for that, but we should have a smooth experience throughout. Let's see.
I always find it quite interesting in the campaign when you're building your enclosures, because you're not thinking about where you're placing the hatcheries so much anymore, because certainly with Jurassic World Evolution it was very much, okay, I've got to strategically place my fences around hatcheries, but of course we're dealing with wild dinosaurs, we're bringing them back into these enclosures like Dan's building here. So it's a bit of a different dynamic to park building.
It definitely is, and I think it's a really interesting way to recontextualize the park building mechanic.
Yes.
Because it's this might sound derogative, but you know it is different, but it's also the same.
Yeah.
It is a new context for all these things that you're doing. And so yeah, we've got some power going for this viewing gallery. Our rangers are coming back. They made it just before the fences came up. I hope these fences are able to pop up just as the in order to keep the Allosaurus.
It's going to be close, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we got it. I think we got it just so.
So we're going to put some ranger posts in, which will give the rangers a place to do their automated patrols. So you don't have to go and scan them every time manually. We can select add task and then just click on the ranger posts.
That was that's the ranger post.
Yeah.
I think these are really cool. So they will scan every dinosaur in their radius, right?
Yeah, they'll go through and they'll do a sort of check on the whole enclosure as defined by the radius that you saw there. So you put one of these somewhere on the enclosure and they'll go, every dinosaur in here I need to do a status check on.
Oh, careful. Let's see if this...
so let's see how I don't know.
Allosaurus is doing well. It's doing well, I think. Let's see. Ah, she's a beauty, though. Look at that. All right, so we need a medical scan.
So we can see there's an unspecified ailment. So something's wrong, but we don't know what it is yet. So we're going to, once this objective is completed, we're going to need to medical scan it and find out, you know, what the problem is.
To assess the status of the
so let's,
and that's where the paleomedical facility comes.
This is a brand new building and a brand new vehicle for Jurassic World Evolution 2.
Yep.
This is going to be...
I really like the little courtyard that they've got going as well. So, but yeah, they will treat sick and injured dinosaurs, both out in the field and then in their facility as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, so there's kind of two main branches of ailments. You've got your diseases, which function a lot like they did in Jurassic World Evolution, so you've got to go out, you've got to research the cure, you've got to go out and dart the dinosaurs and treat them. But then the new one we have is injuries, so there's a wide variety of different ways in which dinosaurs can be injured, ways in which different injuries, and sometimes if it's a major injury, so it's really serious, it needs to be brought in to the medical facility for treatment. So we're about to do this. We're going to go.
I like that. I love the I love the mobile vet unit.
Oh, it's great, isn't it?
It's I just love the sort of dinosaur ambulance thing they've got going. And it just looks incredible with the DFW logo
Yes.
on the side and with the sort of the red and white band around it as well.
Yeah.
It looks like for now at least the...
I realise I've
oh,
jumped
I was going to say the
but-
Allosaurus is
Yeah.
was taking a bit of a
I've
rest.
realised I've
but-
not.
oh, careful!
Yeah, okay. Oversight.
Yeah, it's a good
I need
idea.
to do its enclosure requirements.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
There we go. So we
All
can
right.
see.
Now it's comfortable. Now we've got it.
Now we can bring the bit back in.
All right. Let's scan this thing and see how it goes.
So Dan's got the medical scanner, and hopefully, oh,
There we go.
Okay. Injured, major fracture.
It's a good idea that they had that goat to snack
Yeah,
on, but
it's
here it
time
comes
to-
again. Careful, careful, careful. Squaring up. Yeah, probably a good idea to run away. Militant Cow in chat says, love the more hands-on care mechanics and scanning of dinos. That will hopefully lead to a more of a connection between building and your animals. And if you were here when I was chatting with Dan earlier, that is sort of the one of the things that we want to try to not provoke. What's the word I'm looking for? Try to sort of bring forward in the
Exactly.
campaign. This like up close and personal connection with the dinosaurs. And I got to say, this Allosaurus is great looking.
We've
So-
got these visual cues about the injury as well, so you can see the visually on the dinosaur, depending on the injury.
It's great. Oh, lying down.
You can actually see as well on the ailment tab, you get a bit more detail. So
All right.
we can see that this major fracture was caused by attacking fences. In this case, it was
Okay.
escaping from the poacher camp. So
Yes.
there are a number of different causes, and you'll be able to see here sort of what's caused it. One thing we had sort of in the first game was you'd have dinosaurs smashing against concrete walls for a very long time, and you know now they can be injured doing that. So there's a bit more plausibility in how they interact with the environment. So I'm going to hire some scientists now. So
Yes,
we need
let's do it.
some specialist
So
staff to oversee the treatment itself. So we'll go to the scientist page, and we're going to recruit a new scientist, and we're looking for, there we go, welfare 3. Look at that. So
oh, that's great.
when you're browsing the scientists, you have to. Oh, that's not what I want. You have to look at their 3 skills. So they have logistics, genetics, and welfare, and these are the different types of tasks. They're sort of leaning into the different types of tasks you can do. So welfare in this case is treating injuries. Genetics might be, research, or logistics might be some more practical things. So we're going to go for this scientist here.
If you're watching and you want to know more about scientists and how they work in the game, you should go to the Jurassic World Evolution 2 YouTube channel and check out the park management video on scientists. And there's also a write-up on our forums explaining in a bit more detail how scientists will work. They basically help you run your park in addition to they help run your park as well as your park teams help run your parks, or your facilities, I should say, in the campaign mode. But they're a very, very central part of everything.
Okay.
All right, a bit
So-
of tutorial there.
Yeah, I'm going to use the AI here just so we show the full range of the different options you have. So I can just assign the tranquilize task. Obviously, we need to tranquilize the dinosaur before we can bring it in for treatment. So
Yep.
bring in the AI to do that.
Yeah, I do like how the introduction of the Paleo Medical Facility, the MBU team, complements that feel that the campaign has, that
Yes.
these dinosaurs haven't been monitored 24/7 in
Yeah.
kind of a theme park setting. These have been out in the wild, and as well as you might know, extant species of animals that still live among us.
Yeah.
No one really is going to be able to just look at an Allosaurus and say, yep, major fracture right there.
Exactly,
You need to
yeah,
be
yeah,
able
yeah.
to diagnose these because who knows what they've been up to when they're out in the Washington wild.
Yeah, and in this particular case, they've obviously been poached
Exactly,
by
yeah.
poachers. And I
Yeah.
also love the feel of in universe, this feels like they sort of had to very quickly adapt
Yes.
to dinosaurs being out in the wild.
Yep.
It's like suddenly the U.S. just has to put all these things together.
Yeah.
Now that there are dinosaurs out there, right? We need
Yeah.
these facilities. We need these kinds of people. I like how the gameplay that you go through in the campaign mode sort of underlines that theme
Yes.
as well. I think it's really great.
Here we go.
Yeah, so we've assigned the scientist
Mm-hmm.
to the treatment, and now we've delivered
All right.
the dinosaur in. So
Place it down gently. Give it some nice healing juice. I don't know what else to
gently
call
mist. Yep.
it. This is great though. But I think you had wait. That was your rangers were attacked, but they seem to be doing fine.
They had a tussle with the Carnotaurus.
Yep,
of a tussle.
they ran away
Yeah.
very quickly.
I think they're doing well. There we go.
Oh, so another thing, the ranger patrols, when you're going between these posts, they also resupply feeders within
Yes.
the range. So something that you kind of had to do manually on the first game, and this is, if you set your infrastructure up correctly, you'll never
Yeah.
have to actually
Yeah.
resupply them. So you can see the reserve getting restocked here by a ranger team.
That's a really nice little update from in Jurassic World Evolution 2. The fact that the feeders can be stocked automatically by our ranger teams as well. So now that the Allosaurus is being taken care of, things seem to be going pretty well, I'd say.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still a valley full of dinosaurs that we at some point I think need to take care of, but I think.
Oh.
Let's see how things are going. Oh,
I was
there's a
going
bit
to
of-
ask if our Carnotaurs are still happy.
Yeah, it looked like there was a bit of a fight. They seem content.
Yeah.
But maybe there's something happening. Oh. Oh. Scaring the
Chasing
goats.
after the goats.
Oh, careful.
Varying degrees
Oh.
of success.
Careful.
Not looking good.
Oh! There we go. There's the takedown. And right down the gullet in one gulp. Oof. Poor goat.
Are the Carnotaurs happy?
I mean, yes.
Yeah.
She obviously is.
But yes,
Ah.
poor goat. Poor goat.
Poor goats. But oh well. There's another one where that came from. That was cool though. I like seeing that. I really like seeing that. All
So
right.
we've got this little orange icons up here, which is indicating that the generator
All right.
is running low on fuel. So
We should resupply then.
we can resupply. You have the option of going
Right.
all the way, but it's quite expensive. So we can
mean,
just
we've
add a
got-
little bit in.
We've got $4 million. I think we're good
Yeah.
for the time
Yeah,
being.
splash out.
Yeah, just fill it up. Let's see what happens. There we go.
And
That's
the generators, they consume fuel depending on how many things they're powering. So
Right.
it's not
So
burning at a constant rate.
Right.
You can actually have it vary based on how overloaded each generator is. So the generators also in the other modes will be able to take the strain off of the main network. So if
Right.
there's a bit of a, if your power output goes above slightly what your power stations are producing, the
Mhm.
generators kick in. Obviously they cost fuel, but they're a very useful backup. It's called
And
backup
then
generators. But
is it possible then to have multiple generators so there's less strain on each individual generator?
yeah. They'll share amongst themselves,
That's great. Yeah.
and you'll
mean,
get
One facility is probably a bit too much for one.
Yes.
One whole big facility is
Yeah.
probably a bit too much for one
It's-
generator to
it's
supply.
perfect for the more temporary nature of these
Yeah, definitely.
campaign missions, though. So
Now the control center here, I'm assuming that's what allows everything else to sort of happen around here. So
Mhm.
that's what allows you to sort of go into your management screen, see everything that's happening around you in the facility.
yeah, so we've got this sort of control tower
Mhm.
vibe here, and this is where your scientists are hired. That's where they're managed.
Part of the
And you
healing process
can
is to get some rest,
Sort of
preferably someplace comfortable.
expand the amount of scientists that you can hire
Yes.
by adding more buildings.
You imagine correctly.
So I'm going to the treatment's done.
Yes, moving
Mhm.
on then. We want to have the
So-
Transport it back into its enclosure.
Got a button here to transport it straight out.
Nice.
And we're going to go back to where it was. So
All right.
hopefully it should be happy, because that's the one I was using before.
Mm-hmm. I think we should be fine, but we'll see. I mean, who knows what will happen with these dinosaurs? But I like how calmly, generally, things have been happening so far. Like there was a brief breakout of Carnotaurus there, but we managed to get it under control.
Yeah, that was before we were up and running there,
Oh,
really, right?
There's another goat being tossed around
goat
there.
being massacred down here.
And there it goes. Yeah. I gotta say, it's a bit brutal, but I do love when the Carnotaurus comes running, flips the goat into the air, and just chows down on it. It does look really, really great. Just want to mention once again that we are playing on an in-development build, so there might still be some things here and there that might look a bit off, but we are working to have a smooth game as much as we possibly can, and this Allosaurus looks to be very, very comfortable.
But with a bit more forest.
Yes, missing a bit of forest.
It's
It's like
Allosaurus.
1% more forest, please.
Tell you what, we can go one better.
Oh,
There we go. That's good. Probably need some places to hide. I'm
Yeah.
assuming. I mean, it was just
Yeah.
it was poached.
Yes.
So it's probably good to have some extra forest here. I think that's a good idea.
Okay, it loves lying down. It's tired from its... Okay.
All right.
Good job, Dan.
Good job, Dan. Let's jump out of the gameplay screen and see back to myself and James. All right.
Yep.
So, mission complete. We managed to catch the Allosaurus. We managed to give it what it needed in terms of comfort. Managed to heal it up, and then the story continues from there. But for now, that's all you'll be seeing from the campaign mode. I really enjoy this. I thought this was a lot of fun. I haven't played this yet.
Sure.
So now I'm really excited to just go in and play it myself, because I haven't been able to play it. How do you think Dan did here, James?
He did really well. I'm
Yeah.
proud of him. He's.
Seems like he's played it a lot before, I'd say.
I think he has. Yeah, that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
It is absolutely a good thing. I think it's a good idea to have someone behind the
Yeah.
controls who's been
Yeah,
through it a
exactly.
bit before.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is what we had to show you from the campaign mode. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I think that's gonna do it for this monthly highlights stream, and from us here at Frontier. I want to say a huge thank you to Dan Davies for joining me, for playing, and for joining me on the couch for a few minutes as well to talk with me. I want to, of course, thank you, James.
Thank you.
For joining me and giving us your insights from being a dialogue manager.
Yes.
That's what you're. I needed to sit there and be like, "What's the title?" Like, dialogue manager. That's what it is. So yeah, thank you so much, James. It's been a
Thank you for
pleasure
having me.
you. And maybe we'll see you again on stream
I hope
at
so.
some point. I hope
Yeah.
so too. And I think we're going to be signing off right about now. So I want to also give a huge shout out to the mods for keeping it down in the chat. I want to also give a huge shout out to the rest of the community team here at Frontier, to Francesca, Eltanen, and of course to Tim, who has been sitting behind the 1s and 2s. He's giving me a wave. I'm giving the Tim wave back to the camera. And I think what's left to say is that Jurassic World Evolution 2 is coming to PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One on November 9th in a month and change, and it is very, very, very exciting, and I hope you all out there think it is very exciting as well. And we will see you guys on the next stream, so keep your eyes peeled to our official social channels, where we will of course announce any and all news that we have to share. But until then, bye-bye.